I'm not even in college anymore and I'm still excited for summer vacation because everyone I know is forever young, I guess. I don't know. A friend of mine posted a link to that Star Wars Episode 7 cast photo that was released recently, commenting on the notable lack of female characters present. To which I responded with something along the lines of, what did you expect with J.J. Abrams running the show? One thing led to another and, well, a Facebook comment thread kind of turned into a rant about everything that is wrong with J.J. Abrams' Star Trek reboot movies. But I think this is an important thing to discuss as a fan of Star Trek and as a fan of sci-fi in general. So I wanted to make a video about it, kind of expanding on my little Facebook comment bulleted thoughts as well, so here goes. Now first, let me just put this out there. JJ's Star Trek reboot movie is what drew me to Trek in the first place. I'd never even considered watching it before until I saw that movie with some friends, and those friends actually wound up mocking me after the movie was over because I was glued to my seat, unblinkingly staring at the screen the entire time with just pure joy. And if you look at the reboot movies as independent creations unrelated to the universe of Star Trek, they're, you know, fun, blowy-uppy, action-y movies with lots of lens flare, and they've got their problems, but all action movies have the problems. But since they are related to Star Trek and are in fact supposed to be just an alternate timeline of the original series, which is to say same characters, same universe, same general idea, just different events, I completely understand the seething rage that has been issuing forth from the old Trek fandom since this stuff started happening. Just to name a few things off the top of my head without going back and rewatching the movies, JJ and company have so far done this. They have turned Captain Kirk into a sexist douchebag with no repercussions for his actions whatsoever. They forced a relationship between Uhura and Spock for no discernible reason, which creates all kinds of ickiness and gray area surrounding how she got her position on the Enterprise in the first place, in this universe that is. They completely disgraced Majel Barrett Roddenberry's memory and contributions to the series by completely writing Nurse Chapel out of the entire thing, save for a throwaway line where we learn that Kirk slept with her and then forgot she even existed, and now she has left the Enterprise assignment and is much happier to be away from Captain Kirk. They took away much of the progressiveness, diversity, and utopian future elements that were so prevalent and so refreshing in the original series back in the 60s, and replaced them with pointless fan service shots of the remaining few female characters in their underwear for no damn reason. They injected absurd amounts of violence and destruction. Remember, like, all of Into Darkness where John Harrison / Khan destroyed everything with reckless abandon? That shit would never fly in TOS. Never. And don't even try to tell me it's because they didn't have the budget for it. No, it would never have fit into Roddenberry's Star Trek. Speaking of which, they whitewashed Khan Noonien Singh, a beloved, complex, fan-favorite antagonist who was very clearly defined as a man of color. Now, originally he was played by the Latino actor Ricardo Montalban, who is not Indian like his name would suggest, but still, man of color, on the right track. Then they whitewashed him to the most whitest, Britishest actor ever to British. Nothing against Benedict Cumberbatch, but he is not a man of color. And they did it for no reason. And when they did it, they didn't even have the decency to change his name to something else, you know, not ethnic, and pretend like he was just inspired by Khan. No, they said straight up, this white man is now Khan. And calling him John Harrison for a little while before revealing that he is in fact Khan does not count. They made Uhura have to literally fight to do her job as Chief Communications Officer with the Klingons in Into Darkness as well. They also removed all ranking insignia from the scant style skirt little thing, so all of the women have no way to show rank while in uniform. And isn't that kind of like the point of a uniform? And if I watch the movies again, I'm sure I could go on and on and on. And there's lots of fan meta and literature on the subject, and if you want to continue this impotent rage that I am now bubbling beneath my eyeballs, go and look into it. So while again, it was the first reboot movie that got me into Star Trek in the first place, I acknowledge that I was a new fan who came in 2009 when that movie came out. After going back and watching the original and even the animated series, I've come to realize that JJ and friends took everything Roddenberry's Star Trek stood for and stomped all over it in favor of blowing shit up and looking cool and being big budget action flicks. So yeah, I do have some choice problems about JJ Abrams and his people and their treatment and directorial vision regarding existing franchises. And no, I'm not at all surprised that he seems to have forgotten that women do in fact exist in larger numbers than like 1% of the population. Again. Nerd rage! Peace, love, geekdom, live long and prosper, and let's hope that things improve in Hollywood sooner rather than later, because I don't think we can take it anymore.